This is a taste of the lifestyle in communist East Germany. Team Blue Bears prepares for a ride with trubbies through Berlin. Trubbies were the most popular among a handful of car models you could buy in East Germany. They are the opposite of what is today known as quality German car engineering. Buyers had to be on a waiting list for 10 to 13 years as the communist economy failed to meet demand. Nowadays, trubbies are a tourist attraction and are being used for so-called city safaris. But real safaris were once a distant dream for those living under communist rule because East Germans were trapped. The Berlin Wall. It separated East and West Berlin in the Cold War. A giant concrete barrier bordered by what was known as the Death Strip, a zone with barbed wire patrolled day and night by East German border guards. Most of it has been torn down, but some parts of it were left standing in Berlin. A concrete reminder of a brutal regime that would shoot its own citizens if they tried to escape to a different life in West Germany.
Also 3,55 Meter ungefähr.
Ungefähr 3,55 Meter, ja.
53, 55, so ungefähr. Das ist fast 2 Meter eine ganze Größe.
Ja.
Ungefähr, sagen wir mal, 1,74.
The wall was deadly. Over 136 people died trying to cross it, and Team Yellow Submarine is on its way to meet someone who risked his life crossing the Death Strip. Meanwhile, Team Blue Bears has received its new scavenger hunt task. Scout out an event at former Tempelhof Airport in the heart of Berlin. Tempelhof Airport played a big role in German history. It served to save Berlin when the Cold War started.
Was passiert denn hier heute?
Heute sind die Feierlichkeiten zur 70-jährigen oder zum 70-jährigen Ende der Luftbrücke.
What the team doesn't know yet, they will be official guests at a high-security international ceremony celebrating the end of the airlift. And they will meet an American hero who rose to fame through his actions during the Berlin blockade. In 1948, the Soviet Union started to block access to West Berlin. Not letting in any supplies, it tried to starve the city into submission and force the West to give up the West Berlin territory. The Berlin Airlift, led by the US Air Force, flew supplies into the city for over a year until the Soviet Union gave up its blockade. The Berliners had called the planes candy bombers thanks to this man, American pilot Gail Halvorsen, who helped to save Berlin and tried to cheer up its children.
True heroism ended with a victory.
Mir geht es gut. Wie geht's Ihnen?
Ich auch.
Das freut mich.
Wie heißt du?
Nina. Schön, Sie kennenzulernen. Lara, hallo. Ja.
Okay, fine.
Ja.
Miller.
What's your name?
Clemens.
Freut mich.
I have a few questions to you about the time when you were a pilot.
Yes.
And we want to learn from history. It's for a school project. Why did the US actually help Germany? Why?
Well, we were enemies before.
Yeah.
And the Germans shot down the person I taught how to fly.
Oh.
So it was hard for me at first. But then I knew it wasn't the German people. It was Hitler. Hitler was the problem. So we were able to separate that it was a terrible thing to try to starve 2.5 million people in submission. I didn't mind flying day and night. I'd fly 3 times from Frankfurt to Berlin in 24 hours. So a day and night. The people of Berlin, they let them on the airfield while we unloaded the flour. And their faces to see the flour were like heaven on earth. While I was waiting for my airplane to be unloaded, the children came to look at the airplane. And then I started getting 2 sticks of gum. That's all I had the first trip. And I broke them in half, a stick of gum to the 4 kids. And they smelled the wrapper. And I said, I got to do more than this. So I got a lot of gum and candy bars, chocolate bars. When I come over the airfield, the children be in groups waving at all the airplanes. And I'd pop it out of the airplane.
They were really happy about
They were
it.
glad about that. We were happy to see them happy.
What can we learn from history?
What we learned from this is that there are bad people in the world, and you don't want to follow the bad people. You want to have as your image and your ideal good people and what they do to help others. Then you have to decide what you can do. Sometimes, like in Hitler's time, you couldn't decide what you're going to do. He told you what to do, or else you get shot. And so you have to survive, but you need to be productive and help others with the same ideas of what freedom means. Everybody is important, especially the young guys and gals.
Even one person can make a change in history, and it's just really cool to think of him as, you know, this young soldier who used to help us, and now is this kind old man who wants to talk to us and wants to tell us that we're the future of Germany and we should take care of our country.
And if you take care of your country, you might receive this in Germany, the Order of Merit, the Bundesverdienstkreuz. Jana and Sila talked to this man who was honored for his actions during the Cold War. They involved nothing less than a full-blown machine gun shootout. Jana and Sila are meeting Rudi Toro at the Mauer Museum at Checkpoint Charlie, a museum featuring some of the most spectacular escapes from East Germany. Rudi Toro was once a border guard in East Germany. Together with other border guards, he fled to West Berlin. But things did not go as smoothly as planned, because East German border guards had the order to shoot anybody who would try to get over the Berlin Wall.
Jede Flucht, die man hundertprozentig vorbereitet hat, die geht nie auf. Es war stockdunkel. Einer der Flüchtlinge hatte sich im Stacheldraht so schwer verletzt, dass er praktisch dort drüben in Ostberlin liegen blieb. Wir sind wieder zurück nach Ostberlin, haben den über den Stacheldraht nach Westberlin rübergehievt. Wir wurden entdeckt und es wurde ohne Warnung von zwei Seiten aus Maschinenpistolen das Feuer eröffnet von den Grenztruppen. Ich habe zurückgeschossen, aber 3-4 Meter über die Köpfe der Grenzsoldaten. Die haben sich alle hingeschmissen. Auf Deutsch gesagt hatten sie die Hosen voll, sind in das erste Grenzhaus hinein, haben die Westberliner gefragt, ob sie uns in Sicherheit in den Keller verstecken können. Daraufhin haben sie die Amerikaner verständigt, die kamen an, da ging die Tür auf. Der Amerikaner hat erstmal die Hände gehoben, weil ich die Maschinenpistole noch in Anschlag hatte. Ich habe ihm die Maschinenpistole überreicht.
Later in West Germany, Rudi Toro joined a group of activists who were helping East Germans to escape, risking their own lives by digging underground tunnels into East Berlin. Toro is being credited with helping at least 50 people escape communist East Germany. When the wall fell and East German documents became public, Toro learned that East Germany's secret police had detailed a plan to assassinate him.
Sie schickten 2 Sondereinheiten des Geheimdienstes nach Westberlin, um mich hier in Westberlin, in Berlin-Zehlendorf, mit einem 1000 Gramm Hammer erschlagen zu lassen, um mich so zurechtzumachen, dass es nach Raubmord aussah.
I learned that you don't have to accept the conditions you are living with. There will be a point where you can say, I don't want to participate anymore, I want to change it.
Back at John Lennon High School, Team Yellow Submarine has a problem. Only Jana and Sila had interviewed Rudi Toro, the others were preparing for a test. Now they are stuck creating a presentation. The team realizes they have to compensate with extra research. Team Blue Bears, on the other hand, appears rather confident about their presentation on the Berlin Airlift.
May 1949.
We are very much looking forward to your second presentation.
Interesting person who stood by his morals.
He also used his position to help people to escape from East Berlin to West Berlin.
Do you know anything about his family? How did they react to his escaping?
What made him change his mind on the GDR?
We didn't really talk about it.
The Soviets started, they wanted to pressure not just West Berlin but also West Germany.
Team Blue Bears is better prepared. They convince with historical detail and the teachers give them the win.
Yet again, the Blue Bears take the prize, so congratulations Blue Bears. And as a reward you get to cook with refugees with Über den Tellerrand.
Über den Tellerrand is a private initiative that tries to bring refugees and Germans together. It promotes cooking together in order to bridge cultures. The winning team spends an afternoon here with refugees from Syria and other countries.
Hamid, Jordan.
North Syria.
And this is where past and present meet. It is one of the quintessential historical learning lessons the Germans have taken to heart, that you have to help those who escape persecution and unjust regimes.
Maybe because of the World War and because we know what it feels, or because some of us know how it feels like to get thrown out of your own country, I don't know. But I just think it's human and it should be normal to be that, to be welcoming and yeah, to include people.
Since 2015 alone, Germany has welcomed over 1 million refugees and asylum seekers into its society. It is part of how it sees its own responsibility. Remember what Holocaust survivor Margot Friedlander and pilot Gail Halvorsen said? You have to help others. But what does Germany's future look like? In the next round, both teams will get a glimpse into Germany's future. Lara and Emma check out high-tech developments in Germany's car industry, while the others join Europe's largest protest movement in decades. And not every parent is amused.
Want to fight for our future.
But darling, the school is your future.